and a mental health awareness coach, and she is also a die-hard counselor, and she owns a service, Prime Counseling Service, which is situated in Boya. And of course, she is a seasoned expert who has been touching and helping lots of lives, especially with her works on social media. Mrs. Mabel Etonge is here, and tonight she's coming with all the fragrance to make this program worth the while. You're very much welcome, ma'am.
Thank you so much. It's a pleasure to be here once more.
Thank you, Mom. I remember you're one of the motivators of this program, Mental Health, and you brought it to my notice that this is something that is not much talked about, and we think that men have to be given their support, and these are issues that we need to talk about. What did you make of it? Are you coming to the spotlight because you are a counselor? If you weren't a mental health coach or expert, would you have, found the delight of us putting men in the spotlight and us addressing their mental health issues?
Funny enough, I would say no. Because the way I grew up, I know that men are strong people. Mm-hmm. So I don't think I would have been, if not being exposed to the level of which I am now, or being a counselor, I think I could still be thinking that our men are strong. Our daddies are the hero. Our brothers are supposed to be the ones to defend us, both physically, mentally, emotionally, everything. So I think I would have just seen it normal, and to see it instead abnormal, seeing a man cry, for example, shedding tears, especially in public, I would have seen that as a kind of strange, taboo, or I don't know how to put it, but not commonly seen of. So I think as just as any other person out there, or many other people out there, I would have seen it strange for men thinking that their mental health should be taken to
total consideration.
Total consideration as a priority also.
All
because
right.
we are saying, you cry like a woman, so crying and some other things, to me, growing up was reserved for the women, because women are emotional. They're just
very
properties, so they can cry. A man shouldn't cry. A man should take control and be the man.
And it's very difficult for men to take control and be men, but in the African society and other foreign societies, these men, regardless all odds, are struggling to be men. Amongst men, there are also real men whom cry in the hidden, and regardless of the things that they go through, they come out in the open, and they are not a reflection of those pains and those inner demons that they have to battle with. And today on the show, I have one of the realest men that society can pick around, no other person than the president of Prime Counseling Services, Mr. Daniel Etonge, who is a marriage and a relationship expert as well. He has been in the business of having lots of single conferences, equipping the singles and making them know what it takes, those factors that they can incubate, while they are hoping and keeping their fingers crossed, taking the journey of forever together. You're very much welcome, sir.
Thank you so much, Mabel, and I'm happy to be here once again.
You've not been here in the new office. Was it difficult to locate this place?
Actually, yes, I should say yes.
So, I personally requested for you to jump on this topic because I know there is no gainsaying that your contributions, beside being a marriage expert, you are also a mental health awareness coach, and you're very resolute in that path that you've chosen. And in all of this, there are limited men who are able to preach about mental health. Men do not feel that they ought or they can identify with mental health issues. When we talk about mental health, often we are looking at the woman. Mental health is affiliated to women and not men. So what do you stand to change in this disposition as a mental health coach?
Yeah, maybe I will tell you that if we look at it, as you rightly said, there are a lot of men outside there who think that they are very strong and they don't want to put up the quote that they are suffering mentally. I just want to say that's why we are dying early, because we claim to be strong, and it is high time we come out to understand that mental health is something that affects not only women, it affects both the men and the women. And it works, in short, I should say that it will even go deeper to eat you, the man, because you will think you are strong and you cannot cry publicly. So it is high time we come up and put that pride aside and know that, okay, your health or your life is very, very important. And if you are sick mentally, then your whole body is destroyed.
Mm-hmm. But why is it that, it is very easy, just like I randomly often say, that it's very easy to cure the physical wound and bruises. The doctor will tell you, take this in the morning, this quantity in the afternoon, penicillin in the evening, and all of that. But who settles the mental health? It is not even visible. There are times you could be going through stuff and it's not even known, and you have to deal with those inner things all by yourself.
Yes, it is one, I think, who settles mental health is one, yourself, because you are the person who can control what you are thinking. You can control. There are some things that are under your control. I think the counselor can tell us more better on this. There are some things that are in your control, and there are things that you cannot control. For example, if my wife asks me to give her 10 million and I don't have that, I can control. I'll tell her that I don't have. I don't go killing myself to raise that money which I know that I cannot afford. So those are things I can control. So if, for example, she tells me to buy a car, or my children ask me to do something that I cannot afford, it is very normal. I will tell you that I cannot afford. I think those are things you can control, and when you can manage what you can control, or if you can select those things that you can control and stand on them, not thinking to please people, because one thing here is that we like pleasing people, and then we don't think about our own selves.
Very true.
I think maybe when we talk of mental health, maybe we break it a little, let people understand
what is even mental health.
Yes, because most often when you introduce yourself and you say, please, I want us to talk a little bit about mental health, people start thinking that you want to talk about the mad people who are moving on the streets.
Yes.
People are crazy, yeah. So in simple terms, mental health has to do with your emotions. It's anything that has to do with your emotions, anything that has to do with your feelings, anything that has to do with the way you act, your actions. And so it has to do with emotional, psychological, and your social well-being, in other words. And so it has to do with what you think, that's your psychological, what you feel, your emotions, the way you express it, and then the actions you take, your ability to take decisions, the way you handle stress will determine whether you're mentally well or mentally ill.
But if you say that most people who walk on the street mad or insane are not necessarily those with mental health issues, but could that be a trigger?
I didn't even say that they're not necessarily those mental health issues. I rather said, talking about mental health, I don't refer only to those who are moving on the streets. Because already those we consider mad who are on the streets, the ability to take informed decisions and to make choices is already affected. Their ability to handle stress had already been affected. And then we see the way they take their decisions, we see the way they act. You already know that this is abnormal. Yes. So let's start from the little things, me and you sitting here, that we think we are very okay, looking at the screen and talking over the mic. Okay, now putting our mental health to check. I will be asking you, what are those things that you're thinking? How do you react to stress? If this thing happened here is so terrible, what will be your first reactions? How do you feel about this? Your ability to take good decisions. This will determine how healthy you are mentally. Yes, because it has to do with what you think, how you react to what you think, and how you feel when things happen. You know, both of us seated here, if there's a sound outside, some people here might collapse, some might just shiver, some will pee on their body. People will react differently.
Panic attack differently.
Panic, yes, it comes differently. This has a lot to do with your state of mind. You see somebody who has maybe traumatic experiences from that kind of sound will react very different from somebody who has never seen anything negative from that kind of sound. Maybe has been seeing it by in films. The person will be just very indifferent, and then people will be shouting. So you see, our state of mind, this is what we are talking about when we are talking about mental health. The way he mentioned it, what are you thinking, the way you think, how you process the information. You see, even when you come to relationship, and someone will say, give me 20 million, I don't have. The way the other partner will process that information, I don't have. Oh, you don't have because you give to other women. Oh, you don't have because if you go deeper, you realize that many things have happened in the past. Or many things the person has seen either in films or through other people's life, that I don't have this money means this other thing. And so the person will be reacting based on that. So it has a lot to do with our day-to-day life. Mm-hmm. And so it's necessary we always put it to check, because in the long run, it's going to affect our action.
Mm-hmm. In the long run, it's going to affect our action. I think while we have established what mental health is all about and getting into some of the factors, Daddy, I want to turn to you. Since we are fixing the attention on the men, and if you're a man right there and you're just joining the program, this is your moment to learn about mental health and why it is a taboo subject for men to talk about mental health, and why men should not break down as much as women. How far can this be traced? In society we see, you are a man, wake up, don't cry, and all of that. Certain things are not expected from a man. The question is why? Why is it a taboo? How can it be traced? Is it from way back, since from creation, or how?
Yeah, I think this started since from creation, because since God gave the man as a head, so you realize that to an extent, we had failed, because we wanted to be the man by all costs. So we wanted to be the man, and first of all say that for the fact that we refused to take the blame in the Garden of Eden. You see that from there we started feeling it is a woman you gave me. So from there now we were already. In short, I should say we were like, okay, now you don't want to take your responsibilities. But going to the fact that we always say, don't cry, you are a man, you don't have to do this, you don't have to do that. I think our forefathers just used to know that no, men since God has said we are the head of the family,
and every other person is beneath.
Yes, so we should not show our weaknesses to the public. That is what is killing us today, and so many people have died because of this. You have a problem, you don't know you don't even know that you can share this problem so that you can get a solution.
Imagine a man going to the police station and saying that my wife abuses me or beats me up.
She beats me up every evening.
The police may even walk you out, or they may even ridicule you.
They will not even accept. Nobody will accept it. Imagine and then one thing I discovered is that women always have their way out. Yes, women always have their way out. You can be in the house quarreling with a woman, and the moment she sees people coming, she just falls down and start crying. And before you know it, you have been locked up. They will not even bother to ask what happened and who started, what was the cost. And so all these things you realize that it starts working on you. That, a woman I loved just because of his little argument we had, and so on. This is where I have found myself. So those things start working on you. I cannot go to the police. Who is the police? People will not listen to me. They will not even believe me. You go to court even today with a woman. The woman will beat you up. I mean, he will win you. She will win you just because she is a woman, and they will think that no, this woman cannot be telling a lie, and that thing works on you as a man mentally, seriously, and it damages you.
So now I think we're looking here. Are we now putting the blame on the men or on the women? Because if you're saying this, I have this worry. these men are the ones, most of them are the ones in authority level. They're the ones who make some of these laws. Most of them are the ones in these big positions that take some of those decisions. Is it that we used to say a woman's problem is a woman? Are we not saying that a man's problem to his mental health is a man? Because if these men are there, I don't know whether at some point they just neglected the fact that they should also take their own they could also be vulnerable at some point, because I just feel that men think that they cannot be vulnerable. Since the society we expect them to be men, that means they should be men all the days of their life.
But do you
even if you're sick, even if you lost somebody, you just have to be a man.
But do you think that I remember, sadly, permit me say this on air, a few months back you lost your mom and you break down in tears. Do you think some men build a stiff guard around them because they have set those expectations for themselves, or it is society shoving down pressure down their throats?
Yeah, society give them pressure. And how can this? Then some people also give themselves that pressure. How can this see me, a man of this caliber, crying? Women are crying. I have a lot of sisters around me. Yes, I'm the only boy, but I cannot take that rubbish. I work on my mental health, so I pour it out when it comes out. Because when you have to pour out, it's better you pour out than for you to stay inside and you are dying inside.
And does that not communicate? Imagine you crying in front of your kids and your wife.
Yeah.
Will they not think that maybe you are a weak man? Or
I was not beaten by my wife. Neither was I beaten by my children.
If your wife or your child beats you, you will cry.
And it will not even get to that level. It will not even get to that level.
What if it does?
I should know it cannot go to that level. Because
no, but I think you're making sense.
Yes.
You were not beaten by them. It is just some emotional battles.
Yes.
And
nobody controls emotions. There are some emotions you can control. For example, I can control love emotions. Fine. If I see you, I fall in love with you. And if you refuse that, you are not in love with me, I can control that. But emotions that are painful, you cannot control.
But imagine a scenario, because men are heavily hit. While you start brainstorming on some of the causative factors for mental health, I think I will have you to keep the microphone, Mr. Daniel. While society, and we all know it's an established fact that the men are dying sporadically because they have a lot to face. When it comes to responsibility, protection, vis-a-vis the women, they have the truckload of work. If a man has to show or display emotions, on how many things will a man have to display emotions? On how many times will a man have to cry?
No, if a man has
because
to
if
cry,
the landlord chases you out, you have to cry. You have marital crisis, you have to cry. Your kid gets unwanted pregnancy, you have to cry. So at what point will you not have to cry?
No, it's not everything that you cry as a man. It's not everything that you cry as a man. There are some things when we talk of cry, it's not just physically. You don't cry physically, shedding tears for the world to know. Yes, and that's why I think prime counseling is there, because if you have a problem, you meet a therapist. You meet a therapist that you can share your problem with. A lot of people don't know that there are no trusted friends any longer to share your problem with. Because gone are those days when you have a problem, you meet a friend and say, oh, this problem like this is what I have as a problem, and your friend will give you a solution. Today, I think we can do this, you can do this, you can do that. Today is no longer
used
like
against
that.
you.
Yes, it will instead be used against you. So I think that if you have a problem that is above you, one, I will always go back that you take your problem to the Lord in prayer. When you take your problems to the Lord in prayer, and then there are problems that you will not only end in prayers, you look for a trusted one that you think that person must not only be a family member.
You have touched another angle on therapy. Now, it's very strange when we, first of all, just like I said in my beginning, it's very strange to the hearing of many people that we are talking about mental health and we are attaching a man to the equation. Oftentimes, when we talk about mental health, women follow because we know that they are the emotional beings. And now going as far as counseling, imagine you, a man, saying, I am following counseling therapy or procedures. Is it not, especially in an African society where we have been made to know that some women are wired or women are wired to pursue help, especially external help from therapy, mental health facilities, rehab, and all of that, and it's not liking to men. Do you think that society is going to make mockery out of these scenarios?
I think they will, but it's high time they should learn that we have evolved so much that we have solutions right at our doorsteps. Because instead of you thinking that you don't want to go out there to look for a solution and you are dying inside, I tell you, life is so precious. Life is so precious that you dying mentally. One, if you are not psychologically happy, if you are not psychologically healthy, then I think I will tell you that any other thing that you are doing is useless. Because you build a house, you have a car, but you are not psychologically balanced, then there is a problem. I remember one musician sang that you see us every day in big vehicles. You see us any day in big houses, but we have problems. So people, we always have problems, and we have gone to a level that these problems, no matter the problems we have solution givers in these problems that we have.
Something shocked me. Just last month, I was speaking to a guy, and he told me that, Mommy, when it comes to marriage, women are the ones who have things to learn. The man just needs to work money. And he's somebody that he talks to the youths every day. And I was shocked to hear that come from such a man. Like, I said, don't you think you equally need to talk to someone before marriage, maybe talk to a counselor, or even to an elderly person or to someone who has been in that place before? He said, no, I don't think so. Women should go and talk to the women. They should advise the women because they are the ones who need to be trained for marriage. And when it comes also to expressing emotions, I was like trying to drill him to see if he thinks that his mental health also needs to be put to check. He's like, no, he just needs to work the money. The woman should do the submissive and everything. Everything will be in place.
That type of man, that man has not been heated. Because if
a young boy who just has small money and thinks that.
What are some of those things that men get to deal with, which is very difficult, which easily breaks them? The reality is the rate at which men are passing cannot even be measured up to the women.
Yeah, sure.
So what are some of those things that even we, the women, we don't know that it's a deal breaker for these men, that men have to live with? Is a reality that, it's an inner demon that they live with, and they try to find a coping strategy away from or with it?
Yes, you see, one, I will start going by saying, when you have a nagging wife, that one can kill you just within a day. There is a woman that no matter how you try your best is never best enough for her. That one can kill you. A woman that will tell you that we always demand more than what you have. For example, my wife knows that my salary is 50,000 francs, yet she demands a human hair of 250,000 francs, which that's 5 months salary. And then by the time you tell her that, oh, please give me some time to hustle the money, she is like, oh, your friends are outside there. She starts comparing you and so on. Then another person, a family that works, no matter what you do, they don't see it, they don't appreciate it.
By family, who are you referring to?
What I'm
your
referring
extended family?
To, extended family, your siblings, in-laws, and so on. Those things are some of those things that kills you. And then if you have, the worst one is the cheating wife. If you have a cheating wife, you can just, in fact, no matter how you do, then you want to talk, she will just climb on your head. Oh, if you're a man, I would have gone outside, this. You start thinking and thinking. There are some situations that you may even still have the money there, but the money will not solve the problem, especially when you have a nagging wife. You cannot solve
cannot
it.
solve
There is nothing that money can solve. There is nothing, because you will even leave the house and go outside. You go and attach yourself to alcohol. Yet alcohol, when you finish, she will tell you that I'm waiting for you in this house. And by the time you come and the alcohol clears your head, she will start the radio again. She will tune the radio, and you start. Then before you know it, you go to work. You don't want to come back, and you start getting drained mentally. So I think that we all there is a problem. There is a problem, and this problem we need to solve it.
Where do you attach school fees, the pressure for school fees, the pressure for upkeep, the pressure for family allowance, the pressure of raising children and all of that? Where do you attach
Yes,
that?
all of them are part of this. All of them are part of these situations. Then the worst is when you lose your job. Imagine you lost your job, and you have to meet up with all these things, or you are ending 200,000, 250,000 francs, and you lost that job, and you picked up a job of 100,000 francs. You cannot meet up. Maybe you sent your children, and some of us also look for it. Because I cannot be earning a salary of 250,000 francs. My house rent alone is 100,000. Then your children are going to a school of 300,000 francs for one child. Meanwhile, your salary is 250,000 francs. All those things will work on you. How do you meet up? Those are the kind of things that stress us as men and gives us that situation of mental health.
Okay, let me speak to one of the counselors here, and especially a she to him. Usually we have a he to she situation, but this one is going to be the she to him. Now, what are the causative factors of mental health issues limited to men?
Okay. Okay, I think he has highlighted most of them, and a lot has to do with the society. I always bring it back to the society's role, because we seem to care a lot about what the society will say. We seem to think a lot about how the society will think, what they will think about us. But from the standpoint that, is it okay with you? Is it enhancing your mental health? Is it making you okay? Then forget about us, especially the social media in-laws. It's another cause.
Netizens.
But us, the in-laws, us, the social media family members. Why did you not? I cannot take that nonsense. I back out. That is a no. All those things. It breaks them. It breaks the men. It breaks them. And especially what we commonly say, their ego. Anything that will belittle a man. It affects even women. But theirs, they will see it to a certain extent again. A whole me, a man, look at the way a man is talking to me. That woman, they control you. So that's also a cause. And then another one is their physical health. He mentioned it, especially when it comes to sexual reproductive health. A man who is either diagnosed to be impotent, or who doesn't have, maybe due to some illness, such as diabetes. You know, it affects your sexual health. And so such men, then now they have a woman, because it's difficult to say that you understand for many women to understand with that case. A woman now will be 1 year, 2 years, 3 years, and then it's like you'll be man picking, 2 million man picking. You'll be this, you'll be this. That breaks them. And then you don't want to turn to the left, to the right. They cannot even help themselves out of that situation. I think that should be one of the few things you mentioned, that even having money might not solve. Because the money is there, you buy
how do you keep the woman,
all the cars, everything. You know, they say, you know, be man. You be 2 minute man. Now, man that you be. For how many years I have had such in session, so many. So this breaks their mental health. There could be another way for you to see how to solve this. And that's why we always say, talk to somebody about it, and talk to a trusted person, not just anybody. Don't just cry on any shoulder. Talk to a trusted person, so that you'll be asking yourself, am I helping the mental health of this man or not? Am I bringing it down? And then you see this thing that maybe poverty. poverty this way, you get a CB. It really worries. With this strong economy, you go to the market with money, you don't see what you will bring, and then every day you're asking, and he's not able to give it. Even if you're not nagging, at some point you will like start feeling less of a man. A man is supposed to provide for the family. They my own man were they so high. So all of these things weighs on them. It affects their emotions, their psychological well-being, and their social well-being. That's all from the mental health we are talking about.
You have mentioned some stratas which we need to take accountability for, or the blames are supposed to be apportioned to society, to the family, and all of that. Where do you think that society comes in, and what responsibility has society to give?
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm going to be asking Mr. Daniel the role that women has got to play, the family, and even you too, the person with mental health issues. What role? Remember, dear televiewers, we're limiting the conversation today at the level of men, because this is June and we are talking about men and mental health awareness. So what role has society to play?
Okay, the role they have played in causing the problem or to bringing the solution. Let me just come from here.
In causing the problem and the solution.
Our traditions. What are the traditions we have? What are those our cultural practices that we have put in place? Come to my place when a marriage ceremony is to be taking place. Like that guy said, most attention is given to the woman. In that, the women will gather, talk to her,
do like this.
Yes.
Sit like
then
this.
do some marital rites. Some rites of passage will be done, come with disease, and very little attention is paid to the man. He's just expected to go into that room and perform. And so if he goes there and cannot perform, that's the beginning of his trouble, wahala. Then now the woman has an idea of what she expects already. So it comes from our cultural practices. So let's start looking at it. Let's start paying attention. Last month we had the International Day of the Boy Child, and I was calling on people, let's pay attention to the boy child as well. And not just to the girl child all the time. There's this corner that are talking to the girl child. There's this thing in the kitchen, it's about the girl child, and the boy child is just loose. Let's start paying attention from their childhood. Let's start paying attention to them. When they react, don't just say, you're going to be a husband tomorrow. It means you should be caring. Take care of your sister. It doesn't mean you should play ball while your sister is working. Yes, that alone, teaching him to take care, you're already giving him resilience.
No,
but not to build resilience.
We have some people who will tell you that they are shared responsibilities. A woman's place is the kitchen, the man's place is for provision. So in that training, where is that distinguishment coming in?
Now, when you do this, it's so problematic, because when they grow up, in our society today, let's follow the trends today. The woman is equally the provider. And so at the end of the day, the woman is providing and the woman is still in the kitchen. Is still in the kitchen. And then now, this man is finding his way. I've seen cases, the children don't have regards for their father. Because school fees, mommy gives this one. At the end of the day, now he wants to find his way. He's not even found. He's missing. It affects him. And then, so I bring this back to our cultural practices. And this tradition starts from the house. I'm not saying that, I'm not talking to those who are in the village. No, I'm talking to you and I. What is that culture in your home? How are you making sure that everybody mentally, physically is fine, not just a particular set? So it starts from the house. If he wants to cry, the boy child wants to cry, let him cry. If he wants to cry, don't say, men don't cry. Who said so?
You are a man, get up from there.
Yeah, get up. No, it's okay. It's emotions. It comes. Those are reflexes. Let him express it.
And what if he transports or export that same attitudes in his... Now, if you're telling him to cry and he gets so affiliated with that habit, it becomes a part of him. At the least thing, maybe in school, he starts crying.
No, that's not it. When we say cry, it doesn't just mean they cry. Even the girls, they don't cry all the time. We just say be strong, but then making it like a taboo or seems like it's not, you are not supposed to cry. You are not permitted to cry. It is forbidden for you to cry. That's where the problem is. They could cry, but you're not crying because you're not under pressure that don't cry. But then you're also helping them build resilience. These things happen. When it happens, you need to bounce back. So I bring it to the culture you have in your home. How are you doing it? Is it going to enhance the mental health of the boys you're raising? Is it enhancing the mental health of your father or of your husband?
Still about society, is it okay for us to constantly remind this gender that you are a man, continuous reminder that they are men? Do you think
it's almost the same like saying you are a woman? Now it depends on context. And then how do we say it? You are a man. What do you mean? Is it when I'm dry cleaning? Is it when I have to cry, for example? Is it when I have to provide and I'm unable to provide that you remind me that I'm a man? It has a different meaning.
okay?
And it has a different impact on me. If I bring it, say, oh, wow, that's good. You did it. You are the man of this house. You could be saying that to motivate. You could be saying, so the intentions and then the way you put it, the manner in which you put it also matters. But I don't think the constant reminder might be very necessary.
Well, I'm talking in a case where they have to display emotions at a certain point, or maybe they want to break down, or maybe they need a shoulder to rely on, just like what Daddy Daniel was
I
saying.
think it's not very necessary.
Do you think, because it starts from the homes,
Yes.
telling them, you're a man, men don't behave like this. Do you think that statement, that phrase itself is very conducive? Do you think it's something we should refrain from?
To me, we should refrain from using it very often. Like you said, when you know that I'm supposed to be angry, say men, women, or a man wants to express himself, explain his side of the story, say that men don't talk like that. It also, how does that, I don't know, maybe he will tell us how they feel about it. Something happens, you both had a conflict, and then you have expressed yourself. He wants to talk, and then we give him just 1 minute, maybe, because we have our mental clock that we think men should use. The number of the duration, and then he exceeds that 1 minute or 5 minutes that we think is okay for a man to use, and we start telling him, please don't talk like a woman. Women, you are not a man. You are not a woman. How can a man be talking like that?
But wouldn't you agree with me? That
I don't know how they feel about that.
Wouldn't you agree with me that there are certain traits that are more feminine?
Yes, they are. I think.
Like excessive talkativeness.
Yes, a man that talks too much is a problem. Yes, so and those are the type of situations where they should come in and say, Master, you're a man. A man doesn't talk that much. There are people that when they enter a conversation, they will not want to stop. Everybody must listen only to them. Yes,
I think that one is a personality trait that can go for any other person. But now, constantly thinking that it should be for women, is it also okay for a woman to talk excessively? No. So to me, I think that is a personality trait that maybe if you identify that, when I want to talk, I want everybody to hear from me, you work on that personality molding. You can work on that. But now telling the person to the face that you're not a woman, must not talk so you be woman, how does that make people feel?
We really feel bad though. There are some situations where it depends though. It depends too, because if we're in a conversation and somebody just busts in that, no, you're a man, you don't talk like a woman. At times you can take it normally, but in a case of a conflict and then I want to express myself, you tell me that, this man, you are a man, don't talk like a woman. That it hurts.
You're trying to limit me from airing.
And I have seen a situation where these people went to the police station, and for this guy to express himself, this man just said, Master, she don't quiet, man picking the talk like woman, so now wait see, the woman will do you the kind thing so you can't talk make noise. So those type of things are the things that breaks down the man, and it gives you, because behold, I will tell you that you will have difficulties in focusing. Any other question they will ask you will not even answer. Because first of all, they have break you down to make you know that you are a man in this case. So,
Mrs. Etonga here has spoken about the role society and the damage that they are doing. Let us look at the woman. I want it from you because you're somebody who has been married and successfully, and as a marriage therapist too. There is particular expectation that is deserving from women. Now, which role are women supposed to play in, aiding the men's mental health? By women, I mean women even in society and women even in marriage. Because one of the cases in point where that you stated was that a nagging wife is also one of the causes why men snap themselves into mental health issues. So how can these women help?
The first thing is that the women should also understand that a man have a feeling. A man has a feeling, a man has emotions, and that person's health or mental health too is very, very important. I will always say, like, when I go out for marriage counseling, I will say, before you get married to your spouse, it's very necessary that you should put your cards down on the table and may play it out, so that if you know that this person cannot support me in this level or at this level, it's better you should not go in. Behold, I know a couple or I knew some people who were in a relationship for 5 years. Behold, this man cried every day and he was asking God that, oh Lord, you said in your book that he who finds a wife finds a good thing and obtains favor. But why is it that I found a wife and found a bad thing and obtained this favor? And it was not long how God heard this man's cry, and the relationship break out. Behold, this man is happily married now, because the lady he got could understand.
Was a knife instead of
the former lady. The lady, the present lady who is the wife now, could understand. Their cards matches together, and this woman works with his emotional health, mental health, so in a way that they work. Short. So,
in other words, are you saying some of these nagging men who appear in the lives of some very stable-headed men, they are deserving of it? Is it as a reflection of their choices?
Yes, to an extent, I would say yes. Then now you ask me that, what about family members? Because there are some family members, you remember that, or I will tell you that there are some situations in families that when you were working, you provided. And the moment you stop providing,
they started calling you names.
Yeah, they start calling you names, and then everybody, or when you go on retirement, you can no longer provide the way you were providing when you were still in service. They start saying that, they start calling you names. This also gives you mental health situations. And so the families too should also help this man, since we are talking about men this time around. The families should also help and understand this man. We have to come together to make sure or to understand that these people also have feelings, and they were not bound to walk or to satisfy us all through, because we also, deep in us, we also have our own challenges, because we may have health issues that are also disturbing us. The counselor already said it. We may have a lot of health issues that are also disturbing us. Just think about it. You have health issues, and then a partner or a family member also adds in that. I think it will really cost you much.
Now, talking about you, the person or the mental health victim, is that the right word to use? The person suffering from the mental health issue. Now, on the part of the mental health victim, what can you do to personally start salvaging the situation? What can you do?
Okay, I think first of all, you have to work on yourself. You work on yourself seriously, because there are some people, any little thing, they don't take anything lightly. They don't take anything. Even if your child was supposed to put this plate here, and the child did not put the plate where it is supposed to be, they will carry the thing like, oh, this, that, and they will talk and talk and talk. Only talking alone is a problem. Only talking alone can cause you a serious mental health issue. So we should work on ourselves. Then I think we should. I will always refer back that you should look, if you have gone around you, there is no trusted one to talk to, meet a therapist. That therapist will, a trusted one, I mean a trusted person.
Are there some people who are not trusted therapists?
Oh, for sure. There are people who are not trusted. I mean, there are people, not therapists, because the moment you stand up that you are a therapist,
there are some code of ethics.
Yes, there are code of ethics, and there is an undertaking that you have done with the public or with the state government that you are supposed to keep people's secrets private.
Okay, I think maybe if you're facing all these that we're saying, you were asking what you can do as a person, the victim. Okay, the first thing is, I'll let you know that it is okay for you to set boundaries. It is very okay for you to say no at times. Please, can you come pick me up? Let's do this. It's okay to say, I will not be able to come.
Wow.
It is very okay. You don't want to be a people's pleaser. It is okay for you to set boundaries. It is okay for you to say, oh, sorry, this September I will not be able to pay your fees. To that person. Then doing it and dying, and then they're not appreciating your dying. It is okay for you to say, I will not be able. And it's okay for you to accept. I was helping a client through some stages of grief, and we see it starts from when you have an issue, like for example, you start from shock. This thing happened, you are shocked, you go to denial, you say I cannot take it. When you move through all those stages, you have to bring yourself to the level where you reach at acceptance. Accept that, okay, if this pressure is coming from my family, I might not be able to cut them off and through, as Jesus said, if this hand is disturbing you, cut it off. Okay, I might not be able to cut my children off, I might not be able to cut my parents off and through, but you can accept and reach a stage where you do this setting of boundaries. It's going to help you a lot. Set healthy boundaries. Set healthy boundaries. I'm talking to someone, you might take your salary and just stop at Down Beach and eat fish. Then you come back and meet us, the family members, with our long list. The list will always be there. Whether you eat it or not, it is always going to be there. So I'm talking to you, make sure you do self-care. It's also important. It also enhances mental wellness. Yes. Do self-care. What works for you, do it more. What makes you happy, but make sure they are healthy habits. Underline that healthy. If you were writing, there should be healthy habits, because don't go into alcoholism too much, or go into overeating or overstaying out, something that might cause your health, physical health, or might cause you into getting into crimes. So make sure you set healthy boundaries. Make sure you take healthy habits, your hobbies. You can multiply it. You want to do it more often. Make sure you do self-care. Take care of your own stuff. And most importantly, learn to say no when it is not going. It is okay for you to say no. But if saying yes is going to make things okay, go ahead. If saying no is going to bring trouble, accept that issue and say no. We always bring this to play. Look at the things that are within your control, and look at the things that are out of your control or beyond your control. So you focus your energy on working on what is within your control. If you say that, okay, this thing like this, I cannot change it, I don't have authority over it, you pray to God about it, and then you accept it. But the ones that are within your control, that you can take a decision, maybe saying a no is going to help you, you say no, and then you stay. If saying wait is going to help you, you say wait. That is within your control. You say wait. If it's going to enhance your mental health, you go about it.
Now that we have people who don't want to hear wait. We have some
for
people
example,
who will not like to hear wait
or
no.
Women.
You'll be like, whoa, you cause a lot of scandal again.
Set healthy boundaries. That's what I'm saying here. Start from now and say, baby, you used to do this and I will do this, but this is a consequence you gave for me. From this date or 17th of June, please understand that if I don't have it, when I tell you that wait, you are just going to understand with me and wait. And when you're taking that kind of boundary, understand that the person will not want to understand. The person will push you to see that you do it again. If they push you and you are strong, they push you and reach the wall, the person will understand.
All right. We have a few reactions. Let us see what some people have got to say. Francis Laflash says, I've suffered anxiety, depression, headaches, panic attacks, BPD. Though mine started from when I was a teenager, nothing helped me until I tried to check out with a mental health expert.
Okay.
All right, thank you so much. B. Rian says, so true. And notice how these mental health issues are not talked about in society nowadays because people are cowards. They shy away from this topic. It makes them feel cringe and awkward, and they stay away from this issue, and that's the biggest barrier in our way of healing people's mentality. The fact that we are scared, fear is an illness. They would rather laugh at comedy than get real life solutions. It's true. I think some people have resorted to watching comedy. Men are comedy freaks now because that's the only place where they have their happiness. It's very true. This one says, Blake Clark, I'm super elated about the program. The voices on set are really big. There is serious issues existing today that could use that with their recommendation they could use as help and get it. Thank you so much. Dan says, I'm done writing for Moliko. Thanks Mabel for the program. That's the elephant sitting in the room that nobody cares to talk about. Men and their mental health. Like you say, talk it up with the person that you feel will listen. Peace. Thank you, and peace to you too. Carrie Glad says, it seems like there's a lot of men taking pride in their mental health issues. It should just be Mental Health Awareness Month. Well, I don't quite get what you're trying to say. What does that mean?
Maybe she, if I understood her well, maybe she is trying to say that men take pride in being the man, take pride in what the society puts on them. Like, don't cry out, don't be... They would describe them as being nagging as a woman. Maybe if I understood where the person is trying to say that some men take pride in this. I'm their man. I don't cry like a woman. I don't talk like a woman. I take my actions. Of which that's a situation where the person could have maybe spoken at, especially in cases of relationship, emotional relationship. Maybe you just say, what's your side of the story? Or what really happened? You say, no, me I be man picking a knee over talk. I did just take my action. And then the next thing, the person has taken one drastic measure that is going to just spoil everything because he finds pride in men don't talk, so I don't go talk.
Okay.
I don't care about how you feel. I don't go talk my own side of the story. I just take my decision.
Juliet Albert says, the man on the panel, his name is Mr. Daniel, by the way. I wish it's true that I am not alone. I think he's trying to talk about when you said men should talk to somebody. But the person who is supposed to help me leave the body, let me suffer alone. I'm so sorry about that. Is that person your wife, sir? Or your girlfriend? Oh, we are sorry. Katrin. My name is Katrin from Bunduma. Every day should be mental health day. Those dudes are going through a lot. I feel unwanted by the person I thought would help me leave my body. I needed this. Mufundi Nokbo. I'm sorry if I didn't get to pronounce your name rightly. People keep saying that the people they feel were supposed to leave their bodies are the one putting the weight.
That's what we stress on trust.
Men are going through a lot.
Yeah, I think that's why we are talking about trusted therapists, trusted people, trusted. And here you can only have a therapist. As I said, somebody who has the
skills, someone has been trained to take care of your mental health.
Because you might have been talking to somebody. Now we have a lot of counselors outside there.
I tell you,
who are advisors. They will advise you, and before you know it, you thought that they were doing the right thing, but they were just advising you in their own way, not in the professional way.
Yeah. Diego Von Cruz says, good program. Thank you for this. I'm going through a lot, and just hearing from you people made me smile. Okay, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you for this. We send this. Okay, we'll ask my dad to come watch, and I'll encourage him that there will always be people who cares. It seems your dad is going through a lot. I'm sorry about that. I love this. Currently, I'm feeling depressed. My name is Daniel Ames. Currently, I'm feeling depressed. Haven't put weight on. Had a picture taken, and I got so upset at myself because I'm actually going through a lot. Why the heck am I even getting fat? Everybody has their own.
Yeah, stress also could be causing that.
Anyways, we are going to be talking about Prime Counseling Service almost at the end of the program. In case you really need help, we have so many comments, and a cross section of it is talking and looking at people who are saying they are depressed. I don't know, that word is commonly used. You may be stressed but not depressed.
Yes.
I think there is a thin line. Depression.
Yeah, but depression, it could just be in the period of 2 weeks. What is depression? Depression is prolonged sadness.
Okay.
That's the definition. Prolonged sadness.
Then
so if you have
stress.
been sad, that is from stress. What causes sadness? It should be from stress and from other issues. Many other things. Anything that stresses you up will make you sad. Does stress make you happy? I don't think so. So sadness will come from stress. Now we're having different forms of stress or different things causing you to be stressful or causing stress. So if the stress is causing you sad and you're sad for a period like 2 weeks and above, it can get you into the state of depression.
Okay.
And many depressed people don't even know that they are depressed.
Yeah, true. I think I can attest with that. Surely, it needs clinical diagnosis
Yes.
sometimes. 77% of the men polled, according to my research, said they experience some level of symptoms for common mental health problems such as anxiety, stress, and depression. But in Cameroon, nobody is going to talk about it. My name is Agbo Gerard. In fact, the whole thing vexed me. Thank you, sir. Please take it easy. If we have some people we know in a crisis, we should kindly recommend good therapy for them. This is an anonymous message. Can you please sign your message? Definitely, we are going to recommend a therapy. Men and women can develop most of the same mental disorders and conditions, but may experience different symptoms and develop different coping tools. Men are going through a lot. When depression occurs in men, it may be mistaken by unhealthy coping behavior. Thank you so much for that. Lots of other reactions. I'm sorry, I'm going to be reading out on your reactions, but right about now, I'm just going to be turning to the two speakers who are going to be saying one or two things, considering the reactions, and after then we get to a little break, and when we come back, that we are going to be continuing with them and meeting our guests for today's show. We decided to bring in a guest for all of you who are depressed and going through stress so that you can alleviate yourself. Remember, this is Men Mental Health Awareness Month, and we are making sure that the men are happy this month. Woman, today or this month, we are not saying woman, nay, the women can go to hell and see if they are needed there, but men, I think the focus. I think women are often very celebrated. In a day, women have about 8 International Women's Day, and the men have just one Father's Day, which is not even loud.
Mabel, who caused it? These men are in authority. I keep bringing this, and you people are ignoring this part.
Even in parliament.
These men are the people, majority of them are the ones in authority. Can they take care of themselves too, so that we will support them?
At that time,
Clap for
we
yourself,
wanted
no?
to give you people
The recognition.
the recognition. Now you people have overtaken us. So finally, now we are the endangered species.
Please don't say that. We're going to celebrate you, but please, first of all, give importance to yourself. We're going to promote it. Well, no man, no clap.
How was your
Clap for
Father's Day
yourself.
celebrated at home?
Mabel.
Because Women's Day, I know that they will give money for hair, fabric, and even Father's Day. I saw one content creator on Facebook saying that my wife asked me to give her money for Father's Day. Like, how on earth?
Women's Day, we give sticky. We sure we are the ones who take our money to cook. Father's Day again, they ask us to give money.
So that we cook for you for the Father's Day.
Okay.
These are part of the problems for the mental health that the men are going. But looking at all the reactions that we have gotten, what do you think people are really going through a lot, and what do you have to say?
People are really going through a lot. I think especially the first person who wrote there, he said that he has had mental health situations from childhood. And this is one thing that we have neglected. It has always been neglected. You see a young child, a boy and a girl, fighting in the house, and when they come, they only beat the boy. They beat the boy child that, hey, you can't beat your sister for waiting. You don't know, so boy picking and so on. Those things, and when it starts happening like that, that is how you grow up with that, and they traumatize you with that word. You be boy picking. You don't have to do some certain things, and before you know it, we are growing with that. Especially like some of us who grew up in a setting that I was the only boy, so you grow up with that.
You cannot express your own emotions,
yes.
your own hurts.
You cannot express
swallow
yourself.
it.
You have to swallow. Before you know it,
Maybe and the irony is that after taking all of this, the next thing is they do something very terrible.
yes,
They want to, we call that the iceberg, the anger iceberg. When you see an iceberg in the sea, you see the ice, the huge mountain of that ice that is under the sea. You might not even imagine. So that burst of anger that some of these boy children manifest is from somewhere. Ask detailedly, you hear, you call only this person my princess. What about me?
So there's
You
an
do
undertone.
only this. There's something under that burns, and so when it explodes, it's usually so bad that we don't
And that's
want to
what we
it.
see.
That's
We
what
don't-
we see.
Yes.
But that underneath
you
is
don't
covered.
see. You don't see. What,
We don't see it.
I read a book where this young man, decided to go into criminal acts because nobody
Okay.
cared about him. They were only thinking only about the other ones, the sisters, and in short, so it made him to get to lose his self-esteem, and so he thought, okay, I should fight for myself, and this is the only
wrong way.
Yes, his own way of fighting for himself. So these things start.
Even when the siblings are in the university and the boy wants to call home for allowance, you're a man, they'll have to send it to. I think that we have a lot, and the parents, it's different to be a mother and a parent. I think that we are going to be revealing some of those differences and what parents especially have to be charged with. And I think the failure altogether begins from the family.
Yes.
The family is a bedrock of society.
A lot. And when talking about the family, please, I would not like to go without mentioning this. There is this thing that I call sibling sexual harassment, and the way it affects the boy child. Because for the past 3 years, I engaged in talking more in the fight against gender-based violence. I decided to work more on the boys, to work more, with the boys and with the men. Since most often we think that, or most often these men are seen as the perpetrators of sexual harassment, of rape, and the others. So working now with boys, having sessions with boys only, talking to a group of boys only, I realized that most of them are survivors of GBV. Most of them are survivors of gender-based sexual harassment. What happened? Their elder sisters have been raping them, and it goes quiet.
Jesus.
How do you start saying as a man that a woman raped you? I think this is one of the major causes. And so from childhood, they have this traumatic experience growing with it. And then now, how do you voice out to say that a woman raped you? We don't consider some of these things. It affects them. And then we see in tomorrow relationship issues. They have serious issues. Why? Because these things affected their mind. It was not dealt with. They have unfinished business.
Yeah, I think when we get back immediately after this jingle break, we are going to be finishing the business. And just to let you know that we have a guest artist for the program who is going to be making you, the men, put a smile on your faces. It's very important. And, the person in question is a male, and we are going to be asking him about mental health. And this is somebody who has tried as a young person to put a balance on his mental health, and he's just going to make sure that you all are going to be having a smile on your faces while we get back to the counselors on board. I think it's very worthy to have this beautiful break. Immediately after this jingle break, then we are going to be bringing you lots and lots of smiles. Don't go anywhere. months ago, I was in a restaurant eating, and over lunch, there a young guy walked in, and after he is, taking his packs, and he decided to approach me and to tell me, okay, I know you. Can I do a freestyle for you? And he did it so well, and I fell in love with this young talent. And I asked him, are you a student? And he said, yes, he's a student. Ladies and gentlemen, it is Men Mental Health Awareness Month, and I just had to bring this young gentleman because this is somebody who always struggles to make sure that he feeds himself, he stands tall amidst the adversities that may be thrown on his face, as somebody who is in the University of Boya, and then he is putting everything in check and making sure that there is a soundness in his mental health. Zion Freestyle is here today to make sure that all of the men out there who are suffering mental health issues are going to be wearing a broad smile. You're welcome, Zion.
Thank you.
Is it your first interview? Have you ever had this experience?
I've never had this experience, but it's my first time.
Fine. Before you even start to entertain the guests, tell us who you are. The last time we met and I was interviewing you, you told me you are a student in the University of Boya, and I just had to gravitate toward your skill. Just tell us, who is Zion? Where do you hail from and all of that?
Okay, I'm actually from the Southwest region. I was born here in Boya, but I come from Tombe. So, and I'm from the University of Boya. And this freestyle stuff is actually my passion. I love singing for people, giving people joy. So this part of freestyle is actually something I decided to make myself known for, having this unique way of singing for people, doing creative music.
Especially the men.
Yeah, especially the men. Yeah.
Who seem to be going through a lot.
Yeah. So many times I've seen men in bars, like they are just like this.
Well, very sad.
I'll go and propose to them. Can I sing for you? Some of them will refuse, but when I start, they will start smiling. That boy, you don't just know what you've done. Like there's this guy I met. Though I don't recognize them, the next time he met me one day, said, there was one day you sang for me, I was going through a lot, but when you started doing, you called like something that was you called something that was related to my situation, and I really felt relieved. And since that day, that's how he fell in love with me and became.
Now, between the men and the women, whom amidst this gender is most appreciative of the gift that you tend to put through?
The men.
Because they're going through a lot.
Yeah, the men. The men.
They really tend to appreciate it.
Yeah, I think the women, I can say all they do is,
the blush.
Yeah.
But men, it's really a prophecy and it's going to solve a problem.
Yes, that's true. The men are really appreciative about it. And they really, so most of them, they find a way to see how they can make more ears to listen to what you say. Yeah, they see how they can invite you for a particular party to talk to another man, talk to somebody else.
All right. How long have you been doing freestyle for?
Yeah, I've been doing it now for, 2 years openly. I used to do it just privately in the house, but I decided to move it out to the streets. So I've been doing that for about 2 years.
Yeah, I see you, especially on social media, doing a lot of street, freestyling.
Yes, ma'am.
But do you do it for the sake of commercializing it, or your burden has been to put a smile on the face of people, especially the men? Remember, this is June, and it's mental health from, May, June, and I think, is it October? It is mental health awareness and mental health awareness. So are you going on the streets because you want to make the ends to meet, or it's because you have identified that society is going through a lot of struggles, especially the men, and you need them to have smiles on their faces?
Okay,
normally,
so many people think that when an artist or when someone comes to you that he wants to do something is for money, but actually it's not like that. Most of the time we want to also showcase our talent to the world, that let these people know that
okay, this is what we have.
There's someone that has this thing, and while showcasing it, you touch something in them that also make them know that this guy can really solve a situation, maybe by speaking or in his own style. So it's also actually for the mentality, like to really solve some mental problems. because it cannot just minimize a small boy. There must be something that I'll say. Maybe
Yeah.
from the Spirit of God, I can just be
that really go
vibing.
to-
Something just come on my mind. I just say, no, this has solved my problem. Maybe I was saying it out of ignorance, but
Yeah, true.
actually,
Yeah,
do
true.
something.
So for how long have you been doing that? You said 2 years professionally out
Yeah.
on the street, but before then you've been doing it
Before then,
exclusively in your house.
yeah, just my phone like that.
When did you realize that you had this talent for freestyle? And by the way, what is freestyle? What is freestyle? Is freestyle just singing, or freestyle is putting your mental man to work and trying to, be industriously, innovative?
Okay, in my own definition, I would say freestyle is, let me see, just being creative in any situation without preparing something.
Yeah.
Also, like dancing, when they call you to come and dance, do a freestyle dance. It's not a particular dance step that you have planned. You just follow the beat and try to do something that is going to suit everyone. So that's freestyle, using the environment to create a song, present state to create something that is going to make sense.
Do you think you've been appreciated enough? How old are you? Would you feel comfortable saying it on air? Okay,
Sure.
fine. If you want
No,
to
there's no
pass,
problem.
okay. How old are you? And do you feel appreciated as somebody who is very young and you have life ahead of you, and you're trying to make yourself popular, get under public attention, and all of that? Are we Cameroonians, especially, appreciative of this talent that you have?
Yeah, I've gotten so many appreciations here, though just verbally, but few try to put in some support to see me at the next level. And for my age, I'm 21 years old, going to 22. Yeah, I have a long way to go to 22. I'll get there soon.
Okay. It means you are 21, and do you sing for events?
Yeah, I sing for events.
What are your social media handles?
Z Nation 237 or Zion on the mic.
Okay, Zion on the mic.
Yes.
I think that has been your signature for every video you do, Zion on the mic and all of that. You do this so well.
Thank you.
And in case you're wondering why I brought you today, it is because I want you to talk to the men. I think you were in the background and you heard some of the comments. Men are going through a lot. People feel like giving up, and just like if there is something bothering you, you hardly go and meet your fellow party man to cry. Unlike we the women, you want to buckle up. I'm the man. So maybe one of the therapies that they could indulge in is getting to listen to comedy and music. Since I cannot bring comedy to them, so here am I bringing music to them. What is your real name?
Okay, my real name is Atabong Mark Joel. That's my name.
Where is Zion from, for goodness sake?
Okay, that was when I was baptized in church, and they started calling me Zion, and I loved the name.
As opposed to Atabong Mark. But Mark is a biblical name now.
Not really, yeah. I love my real name also, but that Zion, I decided to put it as my artistic name. I
Okay,
want to be, and the name works for me.
very well.
Actually, yeah, it works for me. Yeah. It's a name
Okay,
that people hardly forget.
Zion,
Very sharp.
like Mount Zion.
That's me.
Okay, do you do Christian or you do just secular? Because sometimes I see you in shops, I see you visit some men and you describe them from their head to their feet, the socks they're wearing and everything, and they'll just be smiling. Can you go Christian if you're invited to church? Is that something you can offer?
I'm actually a gospel artist. Yeah. All of the songs that I produce in the studio are gospel songs. But at the same time, as I'm an entertainer, I'm also a preacher.
Are you serious?
Yes, ma'am.
This is serious. Wow. This is amazing. Now, how did your family take it when they realized that you had this kind of talent at age 21? You are so young, and if you were my son, I'll tell you, son, hold talent first and hold book strong. So how did your parents, especially your dad, how did they take it?
Actually, as the first son or as the firstborn in the house, I think not much. I don't have much authority, but I have a say in the house, and my parents, they really value what I love, because they're actually struggling. And when they see me doing what's good, because at first I was first of all a very rough guy, and when I started living in church, that's when my name was changed to Zion, and they started seeing progress in my character, and things that I started doing started to amuse them.
Talking about the roughness, is that why you have a hole on your ear?
Yeah.
Okay, you had been a guy's guy before.
Yeah.
Street vibes.
Yeah, especially the Indwala.
Okay, that's fine. Lots of the guys, just like I have some comments already. Somebody says they like the way you talk, and they're asking if you're single. You guys will not bully my guests who has come to sing for the men. In no distant moment, you are going to be singing for the men. I would really love you to really do something for them because they are going through a lot, and I just need them to have a smile on their faces. Maybe you just hold it so that it doesn't, hit on the table, and you just freestyle. Now, the target is for you to freestyle. I'll tell you the things I want you to freestyle about. Are you ready?
I'm ready, ma'am.
First of all, you freestyle about about our broadcaster. She has been doing a lot. She's doing the job of a man and a woman in this studio. All the sound quality, the image and everything, it's on her. Her name is Claudine Ivy. Are you going to remember that name?
Yeah, if I remember, I'll ask you why freestyling.
Oh, you asked me why freestyling. Wonderful. Okay, so her name is Claudine Ivy. You do a freestyle for how many minutes are we looking at here?
Say 2 to 3 minutes.
2 to 3 minutes. Is that not long? Claudine, should we give it 2 to 3 minutes? Okay, let's go. So do a freestyle about her. Are there some particular things you want to find out about her? She loves Equang, she loves Aero, she's very hardworking, she's dark skinned, always behind the 10,001 buttons, making sure that everything at High TV is, she's more than 4 men put together. I think that's enough information, right?
Yes.
Okay, so are we good to go?
Yeah,
all right. We get on
Bluetooth connected.
we get on the jingle break, and when we come back, then we have Zion doing what he knows how to do best. It is men and mental health awareness. We are going to be making sure that you, the men, oh yeah, we are making sure that you're wearing a smile on your faces. But then we want to approach a man at High TV who is no other person than Claudine Ivy, a lady but who is more than 4 men put together. Let's go, Zion, if you're ready. Okay, so
yeah. Zion on the mic. Man, I hope you're ready for this. Z Nation 237. See, I'm live at High TV. Yeah, I came to freestyle to all the men. But let me first of all address this woman. They said what a man can do, a woman can do it better. So, Miss Claudine Ivy, I really appreciate your works. Working behind the scene is a great work like that. So, mommy, wherever you are, know that Zion on the mic day for you. We will praise women every day. Yeah, I heard they talking about men. Yeah, to be a man is not easy. Yeah, hustling every day just to get the money and to feed the family. My brother, I know it's not easy, but I tell you, calm down. Yeah, as mommy always said, like men find it very difficult to express their feelings to other men, because we men, we are not there to say but when a man comes to us, we are saying, man, be a man. Why will you be addressing this thing to us like that, man? You are supposed to be behind the scene, behind your house, yeah, looking for something to make your family proud. But men, they have so many burdens in their hearts. Yeah, that is why so many of us die every day. But I want to tell you, it's really good to go to counselors and to come on programs like this just to relieve yourself. Yeah, so many people, they think they can solve their a problem on their own just by reasoning and checking by yourself how they will do further on how they will go further in that situation. But I tell you, meeting a woman for counseling is not bringing yourself down, but it's just for you to understand and to relieve yourself out of problems and out of stress. So my brother, just calm down. We know we are going through a lot, man. You see my Beckham, she got good things to teach you. She is a professional in her field and she can really orientate you in everything you need, my guy. So if you have an issue or a problem, find yourself in High TV. There were both counselors here and good one, not just men but also women that can counsel you and take you to a next level. So my brother, I know you're going through a lot through circumstances, but just calm down. God is by your side. Always pray to the Lord. It's gonna give you divine direction, and the direction will not come from God, but He will send you to someone else, like a human being. That human being might be your wife or your sister or even your child that would really advise you. So my guys, just pull it up and have your trust in yourself and trust in the world. So you understand?
Zion. Hey!
Is there something you want to say? I heard you said that mommy behind the scene really loves Ekwang. Is it Ekwang that you said that she loves Ekwang? Me too, I love Ekwang and Ero. Ero is my favorite meal. I will eat it again. I can eat it from Monday to Sunday. There's nothing to talk. Can you give me your words? Let me talk to the people. Tell me more. Let me hear you. Is it prayers? Prayers is the key to success. My men always pray. I heard Daddy was talking something very important. Yeah, that to be a man is not easy because so many men they find it difficult to go to their own men. But I really appreciate.
Talk about Mr. and Mrs. Etonge. They are husband and wife, and they are counselors. Have you ever seen that kind of family where we have people who are married together, they love each other, and they are workers, and they are married and all of that. They are workers, Mr. and Mrs. Etonge, and they are workers, and they have a counseling service and all of that. They are the guests of the show. So do a freestyle about them. Let's go.
Guys, you got to know something about this marriage thing. They said who finds a wife has a good thing. As Daddy was earlier saying, they said who finds a wife finds a good thing, but why others are going through a lot. Yeah, have you ever seen this kind of marriage where the both couple are doing the same thing? Mr. and Mrs. Etonge, I believe that name is something like a Bakosi name because it's really good. Yeah, guys, you gotta know something. Everything about this marriage is really good. Yeah, if you have a wife or a husband that you both are doing something, that thing will really go viral. So my brother, tell you, they say people are united by born and by chance and by grace, but I tell you, these two are really united by grace. If that kind of union is made in this country, I believe this country will really grow further like that, because bringing two minds together is big. They said what one head cannot do, two head can do better. So Mr. and Mrs. Etonge, they're doing great work. If you need counseling, just go to them, they will counsel you. Do not be worried about the situation. Yeah, works that concern counselors are not pronounced to the word. Just two or three people are engaged in it. So do not be scared that they will leak your secret out. Just come to them and they're gonna tell you all the needs are. I tell you, they will work according to what is right, not what pleases them, but what is right to the world. So I tell you, my guys, Mr. and Mrs. Etonge, if you need any counseling session, just come to them. Maybe you are mentally depressed or have some issues in your marriage, just come to them. They will tell you what you need, so you understand. They are so beautiful and good. Yeah, they are always there to make peace, and you know they're not there to bring destruction in your marriage. If you have marital problem, come to them. They will look for a way to unite you guys together. Or if there is no way to unite you guys will depart in good way and in good accordance, so that there will be no problem between you guys after. So better understand this. These people were so much. Yeah, I am telling everybody, I've listened to them, especially the man. When he was talking here, I really heard something very good coming from him. He said something that really got my attention. That if you have a woman that brings you only disfavor, how do you think the people around you will really feel? He said people pray and they ask God that, God, why have you given me this kind of woman? I thought you said a woman would be there for favor, but why is my own situation the other way around? And God decided to break that marriage and bring something special. So I appreciate. Thank you very much.
Zion, church don't close. The church is closed. Okay, now I think the viewers, oh my goodness, I know that the viewers are really happy, but people who are going through depression, others having suicidal thoughts and all of that, do you want to do a freestyle for them lastly?
Okay.
Those viewers of High TV who are watching and they feel like it has ended. Now you've given them hope to go to Mr. and Mrs. Etonge and for Prime Counseling Services. That's the name of their counseling agency. Prime Counseling Services is there. And just talk to the viewers, especially the men categorically, who are going through a lot.
Yeah. My dear men, some are my brothers, some are my fathers. I appreciate you. Zion on the mic. Z Nation. See, there is this pain that a man has in his heart, the pain to see others smile, the pain to see enemies, and the pain to always have good things in their mind. So they got great visions every day, but sometimes the money not there for achieve them. Yeah, I know there's so many good things in your mind that you really want to get, but I tell you, do not depart from it. So men have great vision, they have great talent, but sometimes they look this country, they feel say this country will take them nowhere. They're so depressed. But I want to tell you, have confidence in yourself. If you are a man that really need counseling, as I said it before, I will say it again. Go meet Mr. and Mrs. Setonge. They will really take you in this session. You will be successful. So Mommy Camps really tell me there's so many men in this nation that are going through a lot. They have great vision. Some really want to be pilot, but money not there for advance their education. Yeah. As you were saying, so many, they will go through rough attitude, they will go through rough things. Some will go stealing, some will go doing admirable things that will really bring themselves down just to meet up. Yeah, what is this people like this? What is this country like this? So many people, they think, say, men they don't try, but they go through a lot just to see so many good things come in this nation. See, you see a house, they say it's governed by a man, but still that very man go through a lot. As they were saying, yeah, there's so many Mother's Days in this nation, but only one Father Day, and that Father Day was yesterday. But woman they see ask money for feeding and money for do these things. You know, no saying that woman really get to take this Father Day as their own responsibility. Men no get to stress. You get to hold your man very well, take him back and really take him somewhere and make him feel good, make him understand that in this nation men are also celebrated. So thank you very much, man. I just want to give you hope. Do not be depressed in every situation. Just give all the glory to God, and you will see everything will move as you were planned. So do not cancel your plan because the world is moving up and down, because things are moving rough for your sake. Always hold your plans, and one day you are gonna achieve. Just small, you will get to the top. They said at the end of the tunnel there is light. Maybe you are still in that tunnel, you will fully see the light. Yeah, the light maybe not come from a supernatural being, but just connecting with somebody. Make a network, and your network will show your net worth in this country. So I tell you, better know people and express your mind. Once you express your mind, people will give you ideas. So if you got a plan in your life, go to people and you express it to them. They will show you one or two ways that you will achieve this plan. So my brother, never give up on yourself. Always believe in others, and others will believe in you too, my guy. So you know, never be depressed. Even if you are depressed, always meet a counselor that will energize you. Z Nation. Thank you, guys.
Did you just do that, Zion, or somebody else? This is sweet. Everybody in the studio was dancing. Zion, you're good. High five, my brother. High five. You're good. Chop knuckles. How can people reach out to you?
Okay, now like this, I'm more active on TikTok. Though I have a Facebook platform too that I'm still trying to grow. On TikTok, you can get to me with the name Zion on the mic or Z Nation 237.
Okay.
Same as on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube.
Okay, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, the same Zion on the mic or Z Nation.
Yeah, Zion on the mic.
Okay. Where do you see yourself with this talent in the next 3 years in Cameroon?
I see myself talking to people like President King, like bringing down their depression, or making them feel good whenever they are sad, or how can I say? But I see myself with great men, like that. There's something in me that will really calm them down or give them joy. Yeah, you know, doing this thing is not easy. I've been training to make my words have meaning, because when I started,
Your
words
words,
never had meaning.
yeah.
Just like when you connect a pipe on water in a house, dirty water will start flowing from it. Before now, the clean one will start coming. So many times when I was in secondary school doing freestyle, people will not really be interested that you're rapping, but your lines
words,
does not make sense.
Yeah.
You cannot really construct a full sentence.
Yeah.
But as I kept on doing it, I started realizing that no.
So even if you're woken up from sleep, can you do a freestyle for anything?
Anything.
So at a certain point, you don't think there's a difficulty. So if we ask you to do a freestyle about a camera, you can do it. Just anything you can do it.
Anything.
This is talent.
Even while we are just talking, you call camera after you call this one, because there must be something that
You have to say.
Yeah.
Does it come with a lot of studying?
Actually, yeah, it comes with studying. It comes with studying, but also it comes to studying when you want to go above your own personality. But actually, it's a natural talent that, with what you have been going through, your daily experience, you can actually say anything about it, I think. But it comes to studying, when you go to like big places, trying to talk big things that really make sense, especially to big people like you. Yeah, you need to study so that you should not come and mess up here.
All right, guys, for those of you asking what Zion's number is, for the sake of security, it's so dangerous nowadays. You can pass through the studio number and I'm going to make it available. Sometimes we get calls from strange people, harassing and all of that. Zion is still very young. If you need his number for the sake of security, the terrain is a little bit slippery, you get to me and I will give you his number, whether on WhatsApp, normal message. If you have an event and you think Zion needs to put a smile on the faces of your guests, call him. Even if it's a funeral, call him. Birthday party, call him. And one beautiful thing about Zion, this son of mine, is the fact that he doesn't put money at the goal. Remember what I told you the very first time? I said if you start chasing money before you chase the fame, you're going to smash your head on the rock. So while you're chasing the fame and chasing the popularity, the money is going to be accompanying, or the money is going to accompany it. So go slowly, go humble, and I wish you all the best. I know you have lots of people who are your fans. Is there anything you want to tell them?
I just want to thank them because they have massively supported me, especially when I started the street freestyle. We say 3 months ago I was at 1,000 followers on my TikTok platform. But when I started this street freestyle, I really saw engagements and people were really happy that no, I've not seen this thing before here in Cameroon. And presently now I'm going to 10,000 followers. Imagine, yeah. And the reactions are really good. They keep on supporting me. People are posting me every day.
All right. This is what I'm going to do for one free bonus. Anyways, I'm going to announce it off air. I have another surprise package for you, which I think you're going to like it, for putting a broad smile on the faces of the viewers. You want to hear what some of the viewers have said about you? Okay, I'll just take about 3 comments and that will be it. This one says, my name is Naomi Nzutu. This guy is Ndolo. I don't know what that means, but thank you. Okay, Ndolo means love. We are not from this generation. Thank you. This one says, all the way from Boya Municipality. My name is Mix X. You are loved, dear Freestyle. His name is Zion Freestyle. Another anonymous message. Please don't stop. Please, there is a moderator here. Thank you so much. Magnet Dorothy says, oh my God, this is raw talent. Thank you so much, Magnet Dorothy. And where are you writing from? Lots of viewers, but I'm sorry, I cannot take these comments, but know that you're loved. And my viewers, you've done something to salvage their mental health this evening. I'm going to be concluding with my guest on the program. Is there any question you felt I would have asked which I didn't ask? You don't think so? So, Zion, your final words again before we bid you a goodbye on the panel. And what should we expecting to see in the days ahead? Do you have so many in store for us?
Yeah.
Or so much?
First of all, I want to thank High TV for inviting me here because it's a privilege for me to be here. It's not something like a right. I'm honored. It's a very big honor for me.
Did you tell your friends to watch you or be on TV today?
Yeah, I told my friends, hey guys, stay tuned. Told my friends. Yeah, and also I have great plans for the future. Yeah.
All right.
Especially in this booyah.
Okay.
Some people think that when I'm going to blow, I will leave them. I'll be here.
Okay.
Be here to always give people a good vibe and always be there for you. Thank you all for your support. Thank you all for the love. I'm honored again.
All right. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we get on a jingle break. And after this beautiful jingle break, we come back and we talk counseling, especially Prime Counseling, which has come to meet us here in the Boya Municipality and come to stay with us. Don't go anywhere. I will be right back. Welcome back, guys. And of course, that beautiful lyrical break or musical break was just to make you people going through, one stress or the other, especially those who are depressed, to use Zion, the guest artist in the house, as an instrument or avenue to have you know that all is not lost. To be a man is a privilege. Imagine a world without a man in it. Imagine how void the world would have been. So we want to send a shout out to all the men out there, and for you people to know that you are loved and continue being the figureheads in society, in your family, and in the world at large. All the gaze, it's on you. Though there is a weight upon your shoulders, but we know that God is going to give each and every one of you the latitude, the grace to go through it. And in case you think you're stuck and you have nobody to talk to, then we have counselors. And talking about counselors, we have counseling services. We have Prime Counseling Services, which the president and his co are going to be talking about it. Daddy, what's Prime Counseling Service?
Prime Counseling Service Cameroon is the first counselors. We consider ourselves like the first counselors that you should meet, and your problems will be solved. Prime means the beginning, or the best, and so on. That's what Prime Counseling is all about, and we render quality services.
Oh wow! By quality service, what are we looking at?
Quality services, we look at elderly care, we look at mental health, we look at teenage counseling.
Wow.
We deal with marriage relationship counseling, family counseling.
Okay.
We deal with anxiety.
Okay.
Yeah, we deal with anxiety. We deal with educational counseling.
Okay.
And
Yes, Mabel, it's a team of counselors. So it's not just the two of us. Prime Counseling Services is a team of counselors who have come together to make sure that our mission is to build a more resilient society. And so, because we understand that life is full of emotions, like we're saying here, many things can cause you to feel sad, many things can cause you to be in prolonged sadness. But now all of these emotions, how do you express them? How do you go about it? You need somebody to accompany you through your emotions. And so the counselors of Prime Counseling Services are there to offer both counseling service and other services to enhance your mental health.
Okay, to enhance your mental health. And I would have loved to get into those particular activities of the counselors. But what makes you stand out, and where are you located?
Okay, what makes us stand out is professionalism. I stand this on my chest up. We are professionals and we offer professional counseling. We are not just some sort of, we're well trained. And so trust us with your mind, trust us with your mental health, trust it in our hands. So we have a psychological clinic in Long Street, just at the bridge before the small supermarket. So you can visit us. And even if you're a group of persons, it is free. So we do free group counseling services.
Wow.
Yes, if you're more than 5 people, you're somewhere. Maybe it's a small jangi group. We don't mind. If it's a village group, a church group, anyone, please just get to us. You can get to us through High TV. We'll come and give you mental health services for free as a group. You can as well visit the office. You have troubling teenagers. That's difficult parenting them. We have specialists in that field. So as a group of counselors, we have different specialties. And so when you consult, you'll be directed to the right, to the specialist to handle your care. But if it is a group counseling session, it's very much free. Even if it's a school, a church, any gathering that you need mental health services, even if it's on parenting, it's on career orientation, vocational therapies, we still offer those services.
And equally, we also render psychosocial support
services.
Yes.
We offer, like we're talking about mental health care. Yeah, we'll guide you, walk with you throughout the mental issues that you're going through to see that you get the necessary support. We can do referral. If we don't have the support that you need, we can refer you to other agencies that provide the right exact support that you need.
Okay, now as man and woman, I did not want to say this initially because you were panelists, but now I think at this point, let me be out as a couple. How do you get to double your own family life and being work partners? Is it easy at some point?
It's always very, very easy because it is something that God has. It's a blessing that God has given us. We thought that we cannot stay with the blessing without reaching out to others, because we discover that a lot of people are outside there who need our services, and so we just thought that okay, He has given us the opportunity to render those services. And so we know how to manage our time at home and in the office, or and out of home.
Okay, now as counselors and as a tag team partners, do society expect so much from you people for your family and your relationship to be more exemplary?
Sure. Imagine something negative about me now. Oh, maybe the therapist. And then you see, even you too. So there's this eye, the society's eye that is on us. And this brings me to something. When I was taking the training to become a counselor, my instructor asked something that, does a counselor have a private life? And it's a huge debate. And so I always make people to understand that I am Mabel, the therapist, and I'm Mabel, the wife. I am Mabel, the pastor. I am Mabel, the me. And so in that capacity, depending on the shoes I'm wearing at the moment, I'll fit. But now the society is always there. That's what we have been debating about for the past 1 hour plus. And I always put this to myself: if that one is within my control, I change it. If what you think about me is beyond my control, I will put less attention to it, because it's only going to disturb my mind. It's going to lead me to mental illness. So the society will always have their expectations. So if it is within my reach that I can live to those expectations, fine, I will do it. But if it is above what I can, that's what helps me. I'll just keep it aside and say, okay, this one is you have a right to your opinion and what you think I should do. But that one, I will not be able to do it. So we set our boundaries straight also when it comes to societal expectations. This is to guide our mental health. We guide it with a lot of fear and trembling, It's like our salvation, because you need to be fine.
Okay, does it mean you people as a couple, anyways, let me not talk as a family member, as a daughter, does it mean you don't have small ups and downs because you know it all? Does it mean everything is going on very fair? Well,
we do have ups and downs. Even the therapist needs therapy.
of course.
Yes. So the counselor also goes for counseling. Have you ever seen a medical doctor operating on himself? If he reaches that state that they need to be operated upon, another doctor operates upon them.
All right. We are going to be having your final word to bid the viewers a goodbye, because in as much as we're enjoying the program needs to come to an end. And ladies and gentlemen, before the program goes to a close, this reaction says, "Oh God, Zion, no one does it better than you. I'm a singer and I know what it takes to do what Zion is doing. Mabel, believe me, this program is wonderful. Zion has brought out the hidden joy upon me. Johnny Anisette Njeta from Support." Thank you so much, Mr. Johnny Anisette. Your final words, Mr. Daniel?
Yeah, I think my final word is going to my gender, that we should take good care of our mental health, because it is very, very important. Life is so sweet for you to prioritize your mental health, and then you fall prey to it, and before you know it, your family will take even the small you have and you will no longer be there.
That's the conclusion of the year. But come to think about it, that as hard as that sounds, that is very true. You worry over something, and after you develop a mental health sickness, maybe you go insane and all of that. The family is still going to take a small that you're worrying over.
Yes, the little that you have, you were worrying over and so on, you lost your job, where you had some shares, they will take.
True. To Mrs. Mabel Toga, the therapist, what do you have to say?
Okay, please prioritize your mental health. Make it a priority. Put a check on yourself. There's this thing I call daily mental check. I put a check on my mental health. What is going through your mind right now? Just do that. Just check it and ask yourself, is this going to enhance? Is it going to help me feel better? Or is it going to just add to that pain? So always put this to check and prioritize your self-care. Take care of yourself.
Self-care. I think I like that. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. I had to prioritize your self-care and your health and your mental health. That was why I brought Zion. Until we meet again tomorrow, take care and stay in the company of beautiful rebroadcasts that are going to be brought to you. And right about now, we are going to be having the news with our anchor man Larry in Tengene, and stay in the company of more amazing programs that are going to be brought to you by High Television. This program was produced technically by the editor-in-chief Alice Ekomilikia, and we had the technical assistance from Claudine Limbi Ivy. Until we meet again, I've been your host Mabel Camden. Good night.